Sending data. All right, we are live.
Awesome. Thank you, Sasha. Yay. And so welcome everyone to an adaptive chair yoga practice. I sometimes refer to it as a seated practice, so rather than chair. So if you're comfortable sitting your bottom down on the earth or on your couch or even on the side of your bed, that's is totally your choice as well. With keeping in mind, of course, that stability is essential. And so whatever works for you, whatever feels comfortable. And so my name is Bobbie. For those of you who haven't met me yet, might be joining the class today. And so I am a blessed yoga therapist and thrilled to be sharing this practice with you. And so thank you for joining me. And so let's begin by finding a comfortable seated position. Sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. And so it is challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we are uncomfortable in our bodies. And then when you're ready, an invitation to bring your hands together in prayer pose, if this is easy for you to do. Otherwise, maybe choosing another placement for your hands. So sometimes placing your hands on your Buddha belly will encourage grounding, feel more comfortable. A gentle reminder that we never forfeit balance to come into a closer movement. Lift your heart to your hands, bow your head to your heart. And take a moment to say good afternoon to yourself. For a brave new world, possibly, I love me. And because I love me, I can love all of you. And so I'd like to invite you to release your arms down by your side, open up your armpits, and then crossing one arm over the other. Take a hold of your shoulders or wherever you can reach comfortably. Walk your fingertips back a little. Bow your head to your heart. And I love me. So an I love me hug if you like, bear hug. And then reaching your arms out to the side again, remembering which arm is on top. Imagining, visualizing that we're sending out love to our family and friends, more globally and into the community. And then crossing your other arm over. Take hold of your shoulders, walk your fingertips back, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Maybe rounding your spine. And I love me. Notice how it feels to have your hands in this placement, your arms. And then release your arms down by your side. Turn your palms face up, open up your armpits a little, and wiggly fidgets. Shake your hands vigorously. If anything I share with you today does not feel comfortable, if it doesn't feel right, come back to your breathing. And when we're focused on our breath, we are practicing yoga. And so ahimsa, one of the very first teachings, principles of yoga, is do no harm. And so taking care of yourself in your yoga practice. And so at this time, I'd like to invite you, if it's possible, to walk your hips forward in the chair. So come forward about 2/3 of the way. If you're needing the back of the chair today for support, honor that. Yoga meets us exactly where we are. And then when you're ready, joining me in a grounding practice. So let's ground through our feet. Center and ground through the soles of your feet. We want to keep our connection with Mother Nature. We tend to start losing that. Root down through your sits bones, maybe noticing where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Energy moving in two directions, lengthen from the tip of your tailbone all the way up through to the crown of your head. You might imagine that you have a thread on top of your head and it's pulling you up to the sky. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And from here, we'll transition into mindful movement. Not mindful, however, mindful. As you're ready, you reach your arm up to the sky. And then slowly float your arm down. So same side, 3 more times, gentle movement, reaching your arm up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Let's explore adding a gentle breath to the movement. On inhale, reach your arm up, full length of your inhale. Maybe turning your gaze upward if that doesn't create tension in your neck. And then slowly float your arm down. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Release both arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs or your knees, and we'll begin the movement on the other side. As you're ready, reach your arm up to the sky. And slowly float your arm down. And gentle movement, reaching up, up, up. Slowly release your arm down. 3 more times. Let's add a gentle breath to the movement. On inhale, reaching up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, release your arm, full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Release both arms down by your side, and this time, if you like, and it's available to you, reaching both arms up to the sky. So it's not about forcing one arm to do what the other is doing. We just want them talking to each other. Take a look between your palms. If it doesn't create tension in your neck, then return your gaze on the horizon. Fold your fingers in, press into the palms of your hands, or maybe placing your hands on the back of your head. And together we can shout out, I am, I can, and I will. And with a sigh of relief, release your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. And do a little shake out. The wiggly fidgets, a little bum dance. So I'm just going to move in closer to the iPad to see if I can access a gallery view. Right now I'm getting 2 images of myself. And so I'm a little bit shy. And so Sheila, namaste.
There we go. I think that should have done the trick of being able to see who's participating. Was there anyone else that wanted to be promoted? And then I can do that. Anyone else? Okay, perfect. Yeah, for anyone participating, if you'd like me to promote you so that you're able to be seen, just shoot me a message and I will do that.
Thanks, Sasha. You're awesome. And most of you who have been participating in my classes know that I really appreciate any piece of writing that inspires, and so that would include poetry. And so today I'm actually going to read from a little book called The Book of Qualities. And the little piece of writing is called Compassion. And there's a little bit of an illustration. So I'm just going to move on and move in. I don't know if you can see that or not, but anyway. So the book is by J. Ruth Gendler. So sitting comfortably, effortlessly upright. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. Soften your booty belly. And then maybe closing your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. So when we soften our gaze, it is calming for our nervous system. And so compassion. Compassion wears Saturn's rings on the fingers of her left hand. She is intimate with the life force. She understands the meaning of sacrifice. She is not afraid to die. There's nothing you cannot tell her. Compassion speaks with a slight accent. She was a vulnerable child, miserable in school, cold, shy, alert to the pain in the eyes of her sturdier classmates. The other kids teased her about being too sentimental, and for a long time she believed them. In 9th grade, she was befriended by Courage. Courage lent Compassion bright sweaters, explained the slang, showed her how to play volleyball, taught her you can love people and not care what they think about you. In many ways, Compassion is still the stranger, neither wonderful nor terrible, herself, utterly, always. And so it's a bit long, so I won't read it a second time. And so, compassion. And so an invitation now to turn your gaze downward if you haven't already. So moving away from the busyness in our minds and more towards our heart. Allow your facial muscles to soften and release. Relax your jaw, unclench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Relax your elbows, your wrists, and your hands. Soft palms. Let your throat soften and release. Relax your upper back. Relax your mid back. Relax your lower back and your legs. And then an invitation to bring a gentle awareness to your breath without changing anything. And maybe noticing that as we inhale, things expand. On exhale, things contract. Notice, is your breath long? Is it smooth, or is your breath jagged? Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Or maybe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Or if you can, if you're congested or you have an obstruction, breathe in whatever way you can. And from here, we'll transition into a simple breathing exercise that research shows can help with pain management and anxiety. And so I'd like to invite you to place your hands in a triangle around your navel. Or maybe if it feels comfortable for you, rest one hand on your belly, low belly, the other on your heart center. And so I have a bunny rabbit. I don't know what it is these days, but he decides that he likes to chew the furniture when I'm teaching. And so right now he's enjoying the legs of my coffee table. So I'm just gonna shoo him a little bit. Evie, sweetheart. All these fancy toys, and he chews the coffee table. Anyway, love him to pieces, my fur kid. I will reintroduce him at the end of the practice during your final relaxation, hopefully. And so, see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. When we lengthen our exhale, it is calming for our nervous system. And then see if you can begin to smooth out your breath so that your inhales and exhales are about the same quality and duration. At any point, if you notice that your mind gets distracted and wants to wander off, know that that's okay. That is the nature of our mind. Simply bring your awareness back to your breath. And so if you'd like to add a gentle swaying motion to your breathing exercise, this movement, gentle movement, can be calming. And so now see if you can add a quality of softness to your breath. So imagine that you just tasted something delicious, or that you're petting your favorite fur kid. And see if you can bring some of that same softness to areas of your body that you feel are too tight or knotted. Your breath is long and smooth and soft as we breathe in and as we breathe out. And just for a few more breaths, or as long as feels comfortable, I'd like to invite you to keep this gentle, simple, however not easy, breathing exercise flowing. at any point, if you notice your mind gets distracted, as often it will, an invitation to this time, you're going to bring your gentle awareness to the sounds around you. So I just heard the whoosh of a car heading down the road in front of our little cabin. I can hear the ticking of the old clock in my living room. Maybe noticing the gentle tone of my voice, and in a loving way, bring your awareness back to your breath. Our old friend, our breath. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, allow your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. Your natural rhythm. Maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Drop your chin towards your heart, your chest. And then gradually blink your eyes open. We are falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. And so notice if you felt a subtle change in your energy shift. So happily, we've begun the process of tuning into our bodies and connecting with our breath. In a way, our breath is the bridge between our body and our mind. And so let's repose. Do a little bum dance, maybe arms by your side, spiral, your palms open, wiggly fidgets. So dance like a toddler. They don't care who's watching. And so let's repose. Make sure that your feet are placed evenly on the floor on your footrest. Sits bones are sharp on the chair. So in a way, when we're seated, our sits bones act like the feet of our toes. And so you might shift your weight from side to side, pull the buttock flesh away from your sits bones. So the little bony protrusions, maybe not so little, in the middle of each butt cheek, or sits bones. Lengthen, so our spine is long, front body is soft. Shoulders up, back and down just a few times. And then an invitation to push down through one foot and then press down through the other. So it might be an energetic pushing down. So energy flows wherever our thoughts go, our breath. Maybe noticing, do you feel one foot more than the other? Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. And then when you're ready, we'll transition into a lovely warm up for our neck and our shoulders. And so an invitation to visualize or imagine the movement if it feels uncomfortable. And so imagination is powerful. And so let's begin with simple neck rotations, simple neck rolls. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. And then move your head in the other direction. And see if you can resist the temptation to move your head to its full range of motion. So you might notice that saliva begins to pool. And so that's a great indication that our nervous system is becoming more balanced. Turn your head in the other direction. Simple neck roll. So this movement, simple movement, triggers or inspire, or not inspires, but is a trigger for, I guess, trigger for our nervous system to calm. And move your head up and down as if nodding yes. On inhale, look up, and then drop your chin towards your chest. So inhale, looking up. Be careful not to throw your head back. And then drop your chin towards your chest. And bring your head back center. Turn your gaze looking towards your shoulder. Pause. And then visualize, imagine that you're moving your chin up and down slightly. Move your head back through center. Gaze over your other shoulder. Pause. Imagine that you're moving your chin up and down slightly. Bring your head back through center. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. If you'd like, and it's available to you, release your opposite arm down by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand. Reach your arm up to the sky. Slowly release your arm down, head comes back center. Bring your palm face up at your heart center. We'll repeat the movement 3 more times on the same side. So rest your hand, drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm down by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand. Reach your arm up to your place. Avoid collapsing forward. Slowly float your arm down. Head comes back center, palm face up at the heart. Release. And 2 more times. I'd like to invite you to practice this in your own time and rhythm. And of course, I'm here for visual if you need me. Away you go. And so my hope, my vision for you is that you become your own yoga teacher, that you develop a home practice just for you. Finish up the movement that you're on if you haven't already. And take a moment and we'll begin the practice on the other side. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm down by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand. Reach your arm up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Head comes back center, palm face up at the heart. 3 more times. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm down by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand. Reach your arm up to the sky. And release. Head comes back center, palm face up at the heart. 2 more times in your own time and rhythm if you'd like. And so if you are blessed with a yoga buddy, a partner that would like to help guide the movement, so not doing the work for you or for us, but just being there as a yoga buddy, a guide, that can be lovely as well. We finish up the movement that you're on. Release both arms down by your side. Take a rest. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. So really, the yoga happens between the poses and the movements. Notice how you feel. Not about what we look like in our yoga practice. A diagnostic tool is how do I feel? So when you're ready, reach your arms in front of you, palms face up, open to receive. And then take your fingertips to your shoulders. Stretch your palms. Fingertips to our shoulders. Stretch your palms. And now let's alternate from side to side. When we alternate from side to side, this is good for our brain health, and particularly our memory. Release your arms down by your side. Turn your palms face up. Soft bending your elbows. Take your hands, fingertips up to your shoulders or wherever you can reach comfortably. And then let's imagine, visualize that you're drawing circles on the screen in front of you. See if you can create a little Buddha smile, a little half smile. So when we smile, it releases saliva. So we want a nice juicy mouth and juicy body. We all know what it's like to go to the dentist. And then reverse the direction. Finish up the movement that you're on. Float your arms down. Rest your hands on your lap. And notice, how's your breath? Notice any subtle sensations. And so moving on, let's stretch our palms. So imagine starfish if you'd like. And then bear claw and soft fist. Stretch your palms. Starfish, bear claw, soft fist. Circle your wrists in one direction. So our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. Circle in the opposite direction. We notice, is one of your wrists tighter than the other? As human beings, we tend to be tighter on one side. And then imagine you're playing piano. So getting that synovial fluid. Mother Nature's WD-40 flowing into all the little joints in her fingers. Turn your palms face up. Circle your thumbs in one direction. Circle your thumbs in the opposite direction. So micro movements, visualizing the movements, focusing on what we can do. Interlace your fingers loosely, or maybe taking hold of your elbows. I'd like you to imagine you're drawing the infinity symbol. So when we move with our breath, magical things happen. Reverse the direction. It's a little more challenging. Release your hands, reach your arms up to the sky. Fold your fingers in, press into the palms of your hands. There is a sensitive point in the palms of our hands. Or maybe placing your hands on the back of your head. So today I'm going to place my hands on the back of my head. And together this time we can shout out, we are. We can and we will. So we instead of I. And so when you're ready, we are. We can And we will. And with a sigh of relief, release your arms down by your side. Shoulders up, back and down just a few times. And again, weekly fidget. So repose. Right? So maybe walk your hips forward in the chair a little, maybe back. And so I'm just going to put my glasses away here for a minute. And so let's continue. So I'd like to invite you to pick up your toes, create space between your toes, really picking up on the little toe side. So if you have a yoga buddy that can be with you, maybe kneeling with good body mechanics, and that is okay with placing their hands on your ankles, this can help ground us. And so notice what happens when we pick up our toes. It actually creates more of an arch in our feet. And then place them back down. Sits bones sharp on the chair. Lengthen from the tip of your tailbone all the way up through the crown of your head. Our Buddha belly is soft. Breath is quiet. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. So if it's easy for you, place 2 fingers on your chin and imagine a turtle. And then when you're ready, an invitation to bring your hands together in prayer. Or maybe at your Buddha belly, whichever feels more comfortable for you. We'll transition into a practice called sun breath, meditation on the heart. As you're ready, on inhale, extend your arms out to the side, up and away. And then rounding your back a little, drawing your chin in towards your heart. Bring your hands back to your heart center, your Buddha belly. And so an invitation to keep this gentle heart opener flowing in your own time and rhythm. If you would like, imagine the sun at your heart center. And on your inhales, as you extend your arms up and away, imagine the radiant light of the sun radiating out all around you. And then gather that light and bring it back inside. As a symbol of the light that's always inside us. So spread your fingers wide. And this time, if you like, make it soft fists as you draw your hands back to your heart center or your Buddha belly. Inhale. And this time, adding the sound, a humming sound to our movement. So you're more than welcome to listen, of course. Inhale. So maybe noticing as we make the humming sound, the bumblebee sound, it lengthens our exhale. Inhale. Place one hand on your Buddha belly, the other on your heart center. Maybe noticing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. And so moving on, let's begin to bend our spine. And so hands resting on your thighs, your knees. Maybe it feels okay to release your arms, relaxing down by your side. Extend beyond your wrists, your fingertips. And then if you'd like, bend your arms, elbows low in front of you, looking straight ahead. Looking straight ahead can help us focus our mind, and gently twisting from side to side. You'd like to challenge yourself a little more today. Bend your elbows, fingers reach for the sky. Moving with your breath, inhale to one side, exhale to the other. So I sometimes call this washing machine. And I like to hear my breath when I'm doing some of these movements. So I'm going to inhale, exhale through my nose. Feel free to join me if you like in that practice or not. Slowly come back center, release your arms down. Take a pause. And let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Notice any subtle sensations. So an invitation to come into movement to help find our balance. And so maybe bringing your feet out so that your knees are a little wider than outer hip bone distance, if that is possible. It's okay to have your toes turned out a little. And so we don't want our knees rotating inwards or too far out. If you have a bolster, you might have a bolster, something you place between your knees. And so hands on our thighs. And so there is a contraindication with the forward bend. So we're going to be coming into a forward fold for people who have osteopenia, osteoarthritis. Yeah, so if you have arthritis and you know who you are, do not come into the forward fold. I'd like for today for you to imagine. So imagine, first of all, lengthen your spine, maybe just come forward a wee bit. Otherwise, for everyone else, if you'd like and it's available to you, hinging from the hips, rock forward. So we're coming forward with a flat back. It's not about seeing how far you can go. We just want to come to that just right amount of effort and ease. And then rock back up. So you're pressing down through your inner heels. Back. Your neutral spine. So an invitation to keep this movement flowing. So noticing that sometimes when you come into a forward fold, our chin wants to jut forward. If your chin's jutted forward, tuck it in slightly. And notice how this movement makes you feel. And so forward folds generally, it can be calming for our nervous system. Finish up the movement that you're on, come back to your neutral spine. Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. Toe heel in if you brought your feet out a little bit wider. And then when you're ready, invitation to explore side bend with me, another variation of a side bend. And so in most of the yoga classes I teach, I'll teach a few different variations of the same pose. And one is not, is only better than the other if it works for you. And so take hold of the underside of your chair. Release your opposite arm down by your side. Turn your palm face up With a soft bend in your elbow, take your hand up to your shoulder. Right. Gentle side bend. Maybe it feels okay reaching way up and over. So whatever your pose is today, turn your gaze down towards the floor and breathe into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? Release your arm down, come out of the pose on this side. So whatever we practice on one side, we do on the other if possible. And so take hold of the underneath of the other side of the chair. Release your arm by your side, spiral your palm open. So turn your palm face up. Take your hand up to your shoulder, bending to the side slightly. And so this might be your side bend today. So honoring where we are today. Or it might be that you feel comfortable reaching your arm way up and over. Turn your gaze down towards the floor to release your neck. Keep that sit bone on the chair, the one you're bending away from. So stretching from our armpit along our rib cage all the way down to our head. And then slowly come out of the pose on this side. Release both arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs. And take a moment to notice how that pose made you feel. And so moving on, let's come into another variation of the seated twist. And so maybe walk your hips back in the chair a little forward. And then again, an invitation to bring your feet a little wider than outer hip bone distance, if that's possible for you. And so I might introduce a bolster at this point more clearly. And so if you happen to have a bolster, you can place that between your thighs. And so what this does is help cue our body mind for this lovely hip distance, or the distance of our knees being a little wider than hip distance. So your choice. This is your yoga practice. And so sitting up tall, hands resting on your knees or your thighs. Reach, this time I will cue left, right. Reach your right hand over to your left knee or thigh. Left hand comes beside you on the chair or behind you. So you'll notice that we're already into the twist at this point. So again, contraindication if you have osteopenia, osteoarthritis, propensity towards fractures, do not go any deeper than this today. Otherwise, if you'd like to explore, for those of you who don't have arthritis, going a little deeper, a condition that's contraindicated, let's see if we can go a little deeper. So on inhale, lengthen your spine. On exhale, going into your twist. So our head turns last. Might be that you feel okay through placing your arm over the handle on the back of your chair if that's available to you. Eyes are closed, softly focused inward, or soften your gaze. Slowly unwind. Get back at center, take a moment, and we'll come into the pose on the other side. As you're ready, reach your left hand over to your right knee or thigh. Right hand comes beside you on the chair or behind you. On inhale, lengthen your spine. On exhale, see if you can go into your twist a little deeper. Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. slowly unwind. And rock and roll. Let's flow in and out of the pose. So on inhale, reach up to the sky, and then on exhale, going into your twist. So in your own time and rhythm. Always going into our twist on the exhale. Otherwise, we are wasting our time. Remember your little Buddhist smile. Smile if you're happy or not. Finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to neutral spine. Toe heel back in, placing your feet in line with your knees, in line with your ankles. However feels comfortable for you, whatever feels stable. And let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. And so let's come into a practice. So we've done a side bend, a twist, a practice of forward bends. And so let's come into a practice maybe to get a little more of a back bend into our practice. And so actually maybe start with your hands holding onto the sides of your chair. On inhale, begin to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. Be careful not to throw your head back. You'll know your head's back too far if it's difficult to swallow. If it's available to you and you would like, maybe interlacing your hands behind your back. It might feel okay to place your hands on your lower back, fingers spread. We'll stay here for a few breaths or as long as feels comfortable. When you're ready, come on back to neutral spine. Drop your chin towards your chest. Allow your shoulders to round towards your front body. Round your whole spine. On inhale, come back to neutral spine. So maybe adding the sliding of our hands in as we come back to neutral spine. On exhale, sliding your hands away, drop your chin towards your chest, round your shoulders towards your front body, round your whole spine. And so an invitation in your own time and rhythm to keep this gentle warm up for our spine flowing. And so when we slide our hands forward and back along our thighs, our knees, this can help increase our proprioceptive awareness. So big word for knowing, phrase, where our body is in relation to space. So introception, knowing what's going on inside, proprioception, knowing where our body is in relation to space. Finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to neutral spine. Release your arms by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs. And let your breath settle. So we'll come into one more practice before transitioning into a short guided meditation and your final relaxation. And so this is called sun salutation for those of you who are new to the practice. And so sun salutations are heating and strengthening. A gentle reminder to do what feels comfortable for you. If it doesn't feel right, skip it. Come back to your breath. And so when we're focused on our breathing, we are practicing yoga. And so as always, repose. Make sure you're seated comfortably, effortlessly upright. Feet are firmly planted on the earth, not the air. Sits bones are sharp on the chair. Lengthen from the tip of your tailbone up through to the crown of your head. Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet, roll your shoulders up, back, and down just a few times. And so if you'd like, you could think of this as a string of pearls. So taking several different poses, postures, and stringing them together. So bring your hands together in prayer, or maybe at your Buddha belly. Release your arms down by your side, turn your palms face up. With a soft bend in your elbows, reach your arms up into mountain pose. So it might be your arms are in front of you, maybe up closer to your ears, maybe in bone pose. Take a look between your palms. If it doesn't create tension in your neck, then return your gaze on the horizon, not on the floor. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Tuck your chin in slightly for a little nerve flossing in your neck. Release your arms down by your side. Turn your palms face up on inhale, reaching up into mountain pose. Hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. Release your arms down by your side. Palms face up on inhale, reaching up into mountain pose. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. Hinging from the hips, rock forward. Take hold of the underside of your chair. Forward fold. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then pressing down through your inner heels, place one hand on each near thigh. Come on back up. Bring your hands together in prayer. Release your arms by your side. Spiral your palms open, reaching up to mountain pose, up to the sky. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Gently twist to the side. Come on back, center. Gently twist to the other side. On inhale, come on back, center. Release your arms by your side. Turn your palms face up. Soft bending your elbows. Reach up into mountain pose. Hands come together, maybe in prayer down through. When you're ready today, I'd like you to turn your torso towards your knee, whichever knee you'd like, and then float your hands down over your knee. Release your arms by your side, turn your palms face up, reach up to the sky. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Gently twist towards, turn your torso towards your other knee, float your hands down over your knee. Release your arms by your side, spiral your palms open, inhale, mountain. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Place one hand on your Buddha belly, the other on your heart center. And let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Maybe imagine that you're breathing in between your hands. Keep one hand on your shoulder, the other reach over to your armpit. Drop your chin towards your chest, round your back. Give yourself what feels to me like a nice hug. And then when you're ready, arms by your side, shake out. And then come on up seated comfortably. So actually went a little longer than I anticipated. So we are going to transition for a moment or two into our final relaxation. And so this is meant to be a deep, conscious relaxation. We're not meant to fall asleep. So we're coming down off the mountain. Make sure that you're seated comfortably, effortlessly upright. So I'm going to take this lovely bolster and place it behind my back today. I think, no, it's a little bit too much. I'm going to place it on my lap instead. So a little bit of weight on our thighs can be grounding. Understandably, it doesn't work for everyone. Shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. Close your eyes, softly focus inward or soften your gaze. The soft Buddha belly, the area between our navel and our pubic. The soft palms, quiet breath. Allow your breath to reflect the pulse. The serenity pulse. Relax your jaw and clench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. Silently, if you like, on inhale, say let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body again. Our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet, waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs if you'd like. Come on up, seated comfortably to finish up your yoga practice. Bring the intention you set at the beginning of your class back to mind, and then let it go. The teacher, me, honors and appreciates the teacher in each of you. Thank you to everyone who made it possible for us to share this time together today. And so notice how you feel before and after your yoga practice. Thank you. And that's all she wrote.